Well, welcome to what should be the final episode in this Husqvarna mower series. I got the parts in for this mower actually well over 2 weeks ago, and I just haven't had a chance to really do anything with it. I want to finish this up and put it on the market and see if we can't get it out of here before winter hits. So I got the cable, which is the flywheel brake or deadman cable. I got a new one of those, and I got a new throttle cable, and I got a new air filter. And after doing all that, all it should be left to do is the new belt for the self-propelled. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fix it up so it's a regular mower, try and blow it out the door that way. If that doesn't sell, then I'll order a belt and put a belt on. The belt's cheap, it's just kind of a pain in the butt to put the belt on. So anyways, that's what we're going to do today. Alright, so to take this flywheel brake cable or deadman's cable off, couldn't be simpler. This actually pushes into a hole right here. So these plastic little clips right here, you just kind of squeeze them with a pair of pliers, and then you can back this out of the bracket. And then there's a slot right here for the cable to come out. Once it's out, then I just gotta turn this thing to unhook this little dog leg. Okay. So that could be easier. And while I'm down here, I'm going to disconnect the throttle cable because I am replacing that also. Now up this end, we've actually got one bolt that does the job of holding the throttle lever assembly onto the arm here, and this clamp, which is actually the other end of that deadman's cable. Alright, so I temporarily installed this cable. I just snugged that up a little bit because I've got to make an adjustment here. But before I can do that, I've got to tighten the assembly up on the arm. But since the deadman's cable is clamped to the same bolt, I figured I'd just put that on also. Now the deadman's cable, the old one, it goes through this wire tie right here, and because I can't get this to fit through the wire tie, I'm just going to break this wire tie, and I'll put a new one, new zip tie on there when I finish. Alright, and putting this end of the deadman's cable back in, piece of cake. That's it. Seems to be working fine. Now I've got to adjust the position of the outer cable for the throttle cable so that it's in the right spot, so that when I flip this all the way up past fast to the closed choke position, it closes the choke. So here's the choke butterfly, okay, and it's spring loaded in the open position. So this is closed. And if we follow this linkage over to this side over here, you can actually see this lever right here. This lever right here is what's attached to that linkage. So that lever pivots right there. So the way this ingenious little mechanism works is that when we advance this lever right here forward, or is it backwards? Eventually it gets to a spot where it will actually, this will come up right here and push this up right here. Right there. See that? That right there is going to push that up. So at the point where this is advanced as far as it will go without pushing up that would be your max RPM. And then when you go past that point, it'll force this up, which will close the choke. So all I have to do is advance this all the way up. And it's not moving. Okay, this is stuck, so I gotta loosen that. Alright, so getting back to here, I'm gonna push this all the way up. That's full throttle, choke on. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna move this outer cable right here, pull this back until that just touches that, and now pull it back even further till it closes that choke, which should be right there. And now, while holding tension on this, I'm going to tighten this like so. So now if I come up here, this should, there we go. That's choke on, choke off, full throttle, low throttle. Alright. Alright, let's see if this thing still runs. Oh, you know what? I think I've got the spark plug disconnected. Alright, let's try that again. Oh, out of gas. Duh. Alright, let's try that again. Now I got some gas in the tank, and I put a little squirt of gas down the throat of the carburetor just to prime it quicker. That's strange. Oh gee whiz, you know what? I forgot there's a fuel shutoff on this carburetor. I wonder if the fuel's been shut off to this thing the whole time. Yeah, remember not to overlook the obvious. Had the fuel shut off at the carburetor. It's because most of my lawnmowers don't have a shut off at the carburetor. I should have known the Honda's like that. My Honda pressure washer has one, my Honda snowblower has one. Let's put the new air filter in. And I got a genuine, well, not genuine, I got a Sten's replacement, which is one step up from the cheapo Chinese made. Possibly, I don't know, who knows. See, on some of these you can see like all that rubber that flowed over in the process of the mold, and they do this. On some of these you can, they really didn't take much time to trim that out. And then on some of them you don't get the pre-filter, which is this little piece of foam. Going like that. That goes in like that. Pre-filter set on there like that, maybe? Yeah, I believe that's how it goes, because the slots are right here for the air. Oh man, it's hot out here. Alright, let's see how she starts now. I started this thing and it sounded perfect. Now it's got a noticeable knock or thud going on there, and it's missing at high speed. Putting the air filter on is creating enough of a restriction that it's not happy. So I don't know if I just got to readjust the carburetor to compensate for that. It's leaning out, or no, it'll be running. Let's see, air filter restriction would make it run richer than it needs to, so I need to lean out the high speed maybe. Let's see if we can't adjust that miss out. This is a GXV 140 Honda engine, and I just double checked, and that is the correct air filter. So it's not that I got an air filter that's the wrong one. And this is the old carburetor, what's left of it, corroded piece of junk. And there are no high-speed jet adjustments on this. All that I have is the idle air fuel mixture screw there, which is what I tried adjusting, and I still can't get it to run with the air filter on without missing. So it's very strange to me. I'm wondering whether or not that pre-filter is supposed to be on the bottom. I think I know what the problem is. Now remember, I said this wasn't a cheap Chinese one, this was a Sten's filter, so it should be a better quality one. Remember how I was talking about this rubber on the back here, how badly this is, how poorly this is made? Well, it just occurred to me. All of this is blocking all of these holes. That's that much less air that this thing is getting. So I think I got to go to work and pick out all of this rubber that's not supposed to be in there. Well, because of the way this is made, this foam, this excess foam, actually is embedded in the screen, so it's not just shaving it off the top of the screen that's going to work. It's actually underneath the screen too, down actually into the pleats. So I dug out a little bit over here, but you can see it's kind of a hack job. So I don't think that's going to do it. But since I ordered this on Amazon and I just want to get this done, I've poked some holes every few pleats. I've poked a row of holes in there. Yeah, not ideal, but we'll have to do for now, and at least the pre-filter will be on there also. Well, I just mowed with it. Still, missing a little bit at high speed, and again, works perfectly fine with the filter out. I really think that filter is just junk. It's just a piece of garbage made filter. So garbage made filter. Well, anyways, I think we're going to throw this one up for sale for $50 and just run it down the road. All right, that's going to close out this one.